Did you know the last Emir of Harar, Amir Abdullahi, had a son who left Islam and converted to Christianity? He may be one of the first recorded Harari Christians. In 1887, after the Battle of Chelenqo, Amir Abdullahi's son Muhammad, his wife Fatuma, and his son were all taken to Shewa by Menelik. They returned to Harar as Christians. Muhammad was baptized with the name Taklahaimanot, and his son was baptized with the name Zaudi. They lived in Harar as Christians for 49 years. They wore the traditional white clothing of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church and even wore crosses. They never once wore traditional Harari clothing. In 1936, Haile Selassie left the country and went into exile. That same year, Muhammad, his wife, and his now adult son all converted back to Islam. But why did Muhammad and his family leave Islam and convert to Christianity? Muhammad, his wife, and his son were all very young when they were taken to Shewa. They likely didn't have a choice to not convert to Christianity, so it looks like they were forced, or at least heavily influenced. Though they may have sincerely believed in the religion at some point because they remained Christians for 49 years after they moved back to Harar. So why did all three of them suddenly decide to repent and revert to Islam in 1936? While 1936 was a very significant year for Muslims in Ethiopia, Harar was now part of Italian East Africa along with Somalia. The Italians empowered Muslims and promoted Islam and supported Islamic institutions. Meanwhile, the Italians discriminated against the Christians. The Italians said they would install a new Muslim leader instead of Haile Selassie. So, Muhammad's nephew, Abu Bakr, traveled to Rome to interview to become the emir of the new colonized territory. On his way back, he was allegedly assassinated by an order from Haile Selassie. Muhammad and his son were ineligible to become the next emirs because they were Christians. Maybe they repented and reverted to Islam to become the next emir and regain their royal family status. Another possible reason why the emir and his family reverted to Islam is that they were forced. As part of the Italian support of Islam in Ethiopia, they allowed Muslims to implement Islamic law. They also paid for Muslims, including those in Harar, to travel to Hajj for pilgrimage. During this time, Wahhabism was flourishing in Saudi Arabia. Harari men who returned to Harar brought Wahhabism to the city. In Islam, the punishment for leaving the religion is death. Muhammad, his wife, and his adult son were apostates. Under the Shafi'i school of thought, both men and women who leave Islam must be given 3 days to repent and return to Islam. If they do not, they are to be killed. Given this new political context in Ethiopia, where Muslims were allowed to implement Sharia, it is possible that some Muslims felt empowered to execute apostates. Maybe a Muslim or a group of Muslims confronted Muhammad and his family and gave them this ultimatum of reverting to Islam or being killed. It is under this threat of death that they may have been forced to revert to Islam.
زير الدين زالباشوم بايت ستون يبي أحلاش كذا ستون يبي أمير قاراش ميمت زي خوشو جنسي وانت زي مدوي أحلي انتيو أمير فاميلي يشيم كازالو فاميلي زو سكريت كتبي لحد زالو الزاش لمو وادي حاشو مع مدوين بايت انت يجنسي كلو انت أحلاش نبي خانة لكن الناش تاريخ اللي ميمدح البنان تيلو زال كليرلي أمير قاراش يمدخ لهم زي يمدخ على مدنيوم يخشوا ميل بايت بركة أنكود أنت ساعات جنسي كلتشر زي نبزلت لما دواتي أمير ولدي ومسيح موشى خانة بايتي أنكود أنت زوي منيليك بلي كريستيان خانة بايتي كريستيانا كنسي وبايتي ويخشوا ميلوما ولدي زيوم مش تزيوم أكنسي زوزو يمدو ميلو لكن أحلاش لكن يمدى الوات كوبي آشين أهل زنا وكواشين ما يوم لما تقوبوا بايتين ما ياش هلو بايتين
مرحبا.